And welcome everybody to the last round of the DRSC, the Downtown RaceRoom Silhouette Championship. I am your host, Tiz, and today I am not joined by anyone, but it's a special day because it's the last round that will decide who is gonna be the champion of our Silhouette Championship that we've done here on the Downtown community. So, the fight for the championship has been very there weren't many people fighting for the win of the championship, but the fight for the top has been very gruesome between specifically two drivers, as Falling Falcon and Vipersonics are 4 points apart, and they are in a distant for first and second place in the championship. As we are now checking just the drivers, preparing for the race, testing, seeing their overtake lines. Let's maybe go to a helicopter cam to just see everything that they're doing. Oh, there's a bit of contact between Falcon and Delta. Of course, in a bit we are gonna have the first interviews of the night, and then in around 20 minutes the drivers are gonna start the qualifying session to determine who is gonna start on pole position. Today we have a bit of a different format though, because there are two races, but instead of having only the top 10 drivers inverted for race 2, we are gonna have the whole grid, if we have more than 10 drivers, that is gonna be inverted for the start of race 2. And race 2 is not gonna be a normal race, but it's gonna be twice as long race, so 30 minutes, and it's gonna award double points. So the fight for the title championship is still very open. As we are now on board with Falling Falcon, or Yonemorts. Oh, as he goes for a very deep dive on Delta. Delta trying to resist on the outside. Delta is still there. They bump wheels. Let's see, are they still side by side? Yes, they are. This is a drag race until to the last corner between the two Canard R51s. Delta with the inside line, keeps the position, no switch outside the corner, but Falcon, probably with a better exit, is now alongside again, but still on the outside. There's a yellow flag for Vipersonics out of turn 3, so watch out. Now Falcon with the slipstream on Delta. Falcon goes deep on the inside. Delta, maybe with more speed, trying to resist on the outside, that turns into inside for turn 2. But Falcon gets the job done, goes a little bit wide, and in the meanwhile Alpha is running away with it. Let's now go on board with Delta, and let's enjoy some pure sound from these amazing cars. are back. I want to say hello to all the guys that just joined. As today, I would like to say hello to all the new drivers that have joined the championship as wildcards, one of which, first of all, we have to say hello again to E, who just joined back the championship after doing a couple of races here in the booth with me. And we have Manuel Rosso, who is a new driver for us. It's a friend of Alpha Max, and he's joining us for the first time, and he's already on the side of the track, into the pits, probably crashed. That's a terrific start. And why is Dingleby driving backwards in the pit lane? The DRSC for you guys. The DRSC. Hello everyone in chat. Chat, is this real? Okay, as I'm probably gonna move some drivers to the voice chat to, you know, have some interviews and have a little talk. Okay, be 1 second. Yep, please keep it family friendly. I am sorry for moving you guys all here, but welcome on stream. We are currently live on the DownTown channel with DRSC. And we just wanted to do, you know, the usual, some interviews before the race. Of course, I brought here a couple of you. First of all, our championship leader, Falling Falcon. What do you think? What are your thoughts coming to this race? Oh, wait, sorry. Sorry, give me a second. I'm having there are some issues. Sorry, give me a moment. We're having some issues with OBS. So this, yes. Okay, 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Okay, this, yeah. Okay. Now this should work. Try speaking.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
Hello, Mario.
Now everyone, now everyone can hear you guys. So as I was saying, hello everyone, and let's hear, as I said, from our championship leader, Falling Falcon.
Yeah, again, I hate Sepang, and it's gonna be very difficult to catch Viper on this one, because he is not yet that fast, but in practice he was really quick. And with the second round or second race giving double points, this is going to be basically my absolute nightmare.
Okay, as I can guess, 4 points gap between you and Viper. You 130 points, Viper 126. Probably is not the safest. Not the gap you would have loved to have, right?
No, I would have very much loved the gap before the deletion of the penalty from last race. That would have been way more comfortable, but that was kinda undeserved penalty, so it's fine.
As looking at the results, it's kind of obvious that you were the main contenders of this championship, as you, Falcon, have 4 wins this championship out of the first 9 races. Viper has 1, 2, and 3, and the only other person that has won races in here is Firestar, that has won 2. So quite the dominance from you two.
Basically, we just fight each other after we leave the entire field behind, and then it's basically just who's in front. I mean, Alpha is most of the time also fighting with us, but hasn't gotten a win yet.
I mean, I'm sure. I think that today there's a good shot, but we'll have to see. So let's now move to the other side of the medal. Viper, how do you feel coming to the last round of the championship?
I looked forward to this final round. Sad to see it's the last round, but I'm going to do my best in this one. I really like the 30-minute second race. That will be interesting. I'm not yet sure the exact fuel amounts for the second race, but in case I will just get more fuel, but so far I think I'm the fastest and I will push hard to try to win every race.
Okay, strong statements. So, let's now move to the other two guests in the voice chat currently. First of all, let's cover darts. Our Manuel Russo, correct?
Manuel Rosso.
Rosso, sorry. First time for you here in downtown.
Yes,
and
is
DRSC.
actually my first ever race in a racing game with other people, so I'm kinda stressed. But I try to not destroy anyone's race as much as I could, even if it cost me the race.
Yeah, that's a
Because
great mentality.
I'm here only for cheering, I guess. So
Okay.
I don't want to be.
As I now have to ask, Alpha, did you pass him Otterhud?
No, I didn't actually. But that's gonna be alright. It's not gonna be a problem. I'm pretty sure.
George,
It's alright. It's alright.
all right, this is gonna be funny. But yeah, I'm glad to have you here, Darts. It's always nice to see new people join the championship. As right now we have 11 people on track. Actually, we have more than 10 drivers. I am very happy to see this. And yeah, let's come to you, Alpha. What are your thoughts coming to this race? Looking also at the times you're setting.
I mean, I think the times, especially here in practice, are a little bit deceiving because we are doing both low fuel and high fuel runs, and especially in the fast sector 3, fuel loads actually impact a lot on the lap time. Like usually, if you're racing with the fuel you expect to use in the 30 minutes race, you end up with a lap time around the 7s or something. Depends on the driver, of course. While if you go for qualifying, entering the low 6 is actually possible. So. Yeah, I mean, I'm set. The lap time I set was for a quali simulation, so I don't expect to actually have that pace. But yeah, really the usual stuff. I hope to do well in race 1. Not exactly winning is the objective. I just hope to do well. And as for race 2, well, it's race 2, so I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. I really know what's gonna happen.
Curse.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll just hope to get into the top 3. Really, I won't get mad if I don't get a win or the top 2. Really.
Okay.
Also because there's a championship fight which I'm not really part of, so I shouldn't really bother too much them.
Okay, I'm just seeing that the live chat is really calm, so I'm pretty sure that that you haven't sent the live stream link to your friends currently.
I did a few minutes ago, so maybe someone will join soon enough.
Okay, because normally, as when you're speaking or when you send the link, there's a lot of banter, like Italian gibberish in the chat. But yeah, okay. I thank you guys for your time. I'm gonna leave you to the qualifying, and I am gonna move some other drivers probably up here to interview them as well. So thank you and good race.
Thank you.
Thanks.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, hello guys. We are live on DRSC.
Hello.
And
Good evening.
we are doing the pre-race interviews, as always.
Yay!
So you've been selected because since it's the last race, why not interview everybody?
Yay!
So let's start with a returning face to DRSC, this time returning not as a commentator, but as a driver once again. Yeah, E, tell us about it.
Turn 6 track limits.
I mean,
It's
that's
bad.
fair. That's fair.
It feels like Nom out here. I mean, similar area, but anyway.
Okay, glad to have you
I
back,
mean,
buddy.
oh shit. I'm small.
Please
And
do
this
not
live,
swear.
again, he managed to swear. Fantastic. I don't think there is one live where you managed not to say a bad word. Amazing. It's actually a record, probably. Congratulations.
Thank
Price
you,
is more than
thank
Australian.
You will become Max Verstappen of downtown.
you. Ashman.
I'm
For-
gonna
for
start
every time you swear.
I'm gonna start like taking money from you if you say bad words.
Don't know how
Okay.
you enforce that.
I'm gonna come to your house with a gun.
Don't
the
worry, I
IRS.
will buy you an ice cream.
Not
Please,
broadcast friendly.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
All right. Now let's ask Delta. How are you feeling for this last round of the championship?
To be fair, I prefer more this layout over Sepang North. It has way better flow than Sepang North, and I am enjoying it so far.
Okay. Wait, I just want to check. Is Koval in the server? No, Koval is not racing today. Okay, I wanted to check that. All right. Thank you. Very brief. Then Nesu. Again, the founder of Downtown.
Stirlitz has never been so close to failure.
Understandable. So, yeah, what do you think of the whole championship? How do you think it went in general? What are your thoughts about it?
For me, it's suboptimal.
For me, it has great potential
Like,
to.
In general, like
Improve.
not necessarily for you, but like the whole championship. How do you think it's? Do you think it's been well
Yes, go on.
received? Did you like the idea of the championship? Would you like to see? Could we see more
Personally,
race
I
stuff?
loved it. I loved it. Like, I loved this
Okay.
championship from the first race to the last one. And the only problem is that I would love to see more tracks, but for being the first try, it has been a great run. Like, I loved it.
Okay. Nesu, how about you?
I mean, it's alright, but I have never been more pessimistic than that, honestly. I don't really feel confident in this race. I just need to survive it. And besides, I already know that I'm definitely not getting my own money for the prizes, so I'm already...
Locked in for the next event.
What's the next event?
I can feel you.
What do you mean?
I mean,
Okay.
whatever, yeah.
Okay, so we go to another returning phase after round one, after having basically all the issues you can possibly have with your computer. Ricardo, you're finally back here.
Yeah,
How do you feel, buddy?
good, but also kind of, how should I say this? A bit anxious because I have had about zero practice in the car, but there is something special coming for the next event that I have been practicing.
Guys, quick question. Who is Brastin Limas?
Don't know.
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna kick him from the server.
It might be one of those wildcard entries, but
But in the first place,
he just joined the server. It's
Is it Dust?
who he is?
Hello, Kate.
it's just joined the servers. I
Also
don't know
Downtown?
if he registered. Yeah, in downtown. He joined like 5 minutes ago. Check if. he
Yeah, I just
registered
checked.
again.
What? Who is he? Maybe he joined.
We have an intruder.
The thing I'm thinking is like maybe he was in the voice chat, like in the live stream. He joined the
Yeah.
server with the
The ink and
looked through the announcements, saw the password, and joined.
That's a possibility.
I mean,
epic.
this is epic,
I mean,
yeah, but.
I mean, I guess that
Okay,
if
why
you
not?
tell
Excuse
him,
me.
if you tell him to register to official means, he could do that. You know.
The
But
thing
he has
is-
like 2 minutes and 36 seconds, so
No, like I'm not asking him to like go fill out the report, but I'm puzzled. I wasn't expecting that. So okay.
We got a new racer. That's always fun. But where was I? Yeah, I'm already. I'm already hyped for the next time.
Look at Ingolby now.
Il bello della diretta, ragazzi.
Please, look at him.
No, this is message of the day. Wait. Okay.
No, he stopped. Fuck.
Who just said that?
Don't say bad
who
words.
messaged?
Okay.
No, Kate, I'm gonna
I
find
just
you for
asked.
swearing.
Okay. Anyways, let's go. Let's keep on moving with the interviews because you're gonna have qualifying soon. So, yeah, Dingleby, how are you feeling before this race?
Track limits is my greatest enemy in the entire world, but feeling good. I don't know if the people I'm close to in the championship are competing today. So I'm wondering if I can make my way up into, what is it? 8th in the championship? And make it ahead of Mochi and Cristango?
You are on the same amount of points as Mochi and 2 points behind Cristango. And I can tell you this, that there are 11 of you racing today. Normally the top 10 gets points, but even if you finish P11, you still get 10 points. In the if you finish P10 in P11 in race 2, you get 10 points. So yeah, I wish you all of the luck.
Oh, how did you get there, Bingo?
Last but definitely not least, Firestar.
Hello.
Our defending P3 holder in the championship.
For now.
For now. How are you feeling?
I am terrified. First of all, I'm really, really bad at the track. I'm just glad I can get my racing working. Because I was having a lot of issues. I actually took what you said to note about the braking points, and I decided to just keep my brake bias as default and see if that helps. Just taking a little bit of a risk. See, but yeah, no, I'm just terrified that I'm going to lose P3 on the last lap because I'm not very fast on this track.
I mean, everything could happen, but let's hope for the best for everybody, for us.
Yes, as I am now going to thank you all of you, and I'm now going to move all of you into the DRSC race, and I wish all of you a great race. Yes, Delta?
The Brass is typing in general chat, so when
Okay.
you move us,
Okay, I'm gonna check. Okay.
So.
Okay, let's see what he has to say.
It doesn't. Non sta scrivendo.
Okay. Small technical difficulties as qualifying just started. And let's see. Who is the first driver to leave the pit lane? Okay. We are gonna quickly go on board with Vipersonics on his qualifying lap, as we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. As we are back, I'm sorry for the long pause. I'm sure you've managed to watch the great performance of this Polski guy, driver. But we were addressing the situation with Braston, who is still not setting a time, and I'm very curious to see what he will do in the championship. We've talked to him, and it's funny to have someone join the championship literally minutes before the race, but with Vipersonics with a 2:05.8, wow, that time is 0.3 of a second slower than the current world record on the track. Yes, they have less fuel in the quali rounds, but still, it's super impressive. That's one of the very great performances we've seen from Cordian this whole championship. Now the ranking is Cordian, then Falcon, Virus, Alpha, Delta, Firestar, Nesu, Dingleby, E, Ricardo, and Quartz in P11. And our new Argentinian friend still has to set a time. Sorry, my mistake. He's not from Argentina. He's from, I think, possibly Honduras. Yes, he's from Honduras. As my, let's say, helping hand here in the voice chat just confirmed to me, he is from Honduras. So sorry for the mistake. My bad. It's just that the flag on the screen is very small. And he's now going for a lap. Let's see how he does. Okay, so right now, Falcon managing to go under the 206 barrier, and Alpha taking third place from his Italian fella, who is 4/10 slower than him currently. But we know that the strength of Alpha Max is in the race pace more than the qualifying, as he's managed to recover some races with very bad starts to have some strong finishing positions, and in general, in the long run, he's a really good driver. So with 1 minute to spare, let's go again over our drivers. In first place, there's Kordian Krzymski, Vipersonics. In second place, it's Joanne Mortz, Falling Falcon. Third place, Max Alpha, Alpha Max Nova 1. Fourth place, Alessandro Rota as Virus. Fifth place, Jan Lagutin as Firestar 16. Then Francesco Votino is Delta. Nestor Hrinowski is our beloved Nesu. Then Dingleby, Daniel Ingleby in P8. Then P9 is Jason Short, also known as E in the server. Then P10 is Riccardo Penna, our beloved Rick. Then P11 is Manuel Rosso, which is Darts, a friend of Alphamax. And then P12 is Braston, our new friend who just joined the championship. And we are happy to see him. So we have the top 12 starting order. We are now gonna have the warm-up for race 1. And as again we check the times. As we are now, I'm now going to leave you with the intro for the last time of DRSC. And we are back. So we are now 1 minute and 30 seconds until the start of race 1. As we heard, there is a lot of emotion going around with the drivers. And I'm pretty sure that, I mean, at least for me, emotions are running. There's a lot of tension. And I can't wait to see how this championship is gonna turn up. Of course, since I've been the host for the entire championship, now and since I am one of the 3 creators of the championship, I have grown attachment. And I'm kinda sad to see it finish. But at the same time, oh my god, as exactly what I was saying. These two especially, they have, oh my god, they've been giving us some great racing and a great fight for the championship. And they are fighting right now. And they are going all out. And I have to say, as much as Falcon doesn't like Sepang, he is fast around here. So, yeah. Falcon going to the inside, braking hard. Vipersonic still on the outside. And makes the move as Vipersonic has trouble putting traction down on the exit. As time is up, and we are getting ready for the start of race 1. There we go, as we see the drivers leaving the pit lane to go and get onto their starting grid positions. Almost everyone is on the grid now, as there is the banner for covering half of the grid, but we can still see the orange nose of Vipersonic's car. As emotions are running high, tension is rising, everyone is ready. We're missing only one driver. There it is, Dingleby joins the grid as we are going to 5 red lights. Rev your engines. And away we go. And someone has a drive-through penalty, as Quasar Sedley, with his first ever start, gets Starts too early and gets a drive-through as Alpha now trying to make the move on Viper Sonics and Falcon going 3 wide into turn 1. Alpha keeping the inside. Let's go to the action camera. No one spins out so far. Falcon keeps second place from Alpha. Resists on the outside. No one crashed. Great to see that. Dingleby with not the best start. Alpha now is really close as there are fights everywhere. Alpha really close to Falcon. Let's see if he's gonna make a move here. No, Falcon is still close to Viper Sonics. Let's go to Nesu making a move on Delta. He makes the move stay, but Delta is still really close. Is he gonna try to go on the inside here on the S's? Yes, he is. He's trying to resist. Let's check Nesu though. With the inside line in the second part of the S's, takes the position and keeps it. Now Ricardo, they are all really close together right now. As we have Brastin actually running up the order, started in P11, now it's in P9. Alongside Ricardo, he's the driver that got the most positions. As Delta goes deep to make an overtake on Nezu. Nezu with the good old switcheroo takes back the position. He's good. As sadly, Brastin and Ricardo, as I just said it, they spin out and they lose the positions that they made. Ricardo finished being down in P12, sadly, as Falcon now is close to Viper Sonics, going to the penultimate corner. Ooh, but... And Rota keeps the position on Firestar, but Falcon is on the outside of Viper, trying to take the position from the outside. Alpha, with a huge run on both of them, going to the outside of Falcon. We're gonna have to see this from the onboard of Alpha. Ooh, Viper going wide into the last corner. Firestar losing 2 positions, almost 3, because he lost a position also on Delta. As the top 3 now, all really close. They're all gonna be bunched up into the heartbreaking zone of turn 1. So who is gonna get the edge? Let's see, Falcon going for the inside, Alpha taking a safer line as Nesu goes to the inside of Firestar. As actually Rota, sorry, Nezu takes the position on Rota with a great move into the first corner. Now, Falcon in P1 alongside Viper, and Alpha is also there. They're all bunched up. Is Alpha gonna try and make this 3 wide into turn 4? No, but he's gonna go alongside Viper Sonics. He tractions better out of the corner, and Alpha Max takes P2. As now, Virus taking back the position from Nezu, and Firestar getting back the position from... Ooh, Firestar going wide. He loses again the position on Delta, but he's good. No crash, thankfully. Okay, these 4 are giving us a great race, but the 3 guys in front, oh wow, are they hard racing. Alpha now 3/10 off of Falcon. Ooh, he gets really close under braking. Delta making a move on Nesu. Nesu again with the switch. Let's go to the helicopter, Cameron. But Delta is still there. They're going to the braking zone of turn 11. This is a corner that very few people understood how to take. As Delta takes the position on Nesu. These 2, the closest drivers so far, but Viper Sonics is now close to Alpha. Ooh, there's contact, but Nesu is still okay, thankfully. As now Viper Sonics taking all the slipstream from Alpha, who is 8/10 off of Falcon. Viper needs to make quick work of Alpha to try and get back to his championship rival. He needs as many points as he can get to win this championship. Now, Alpha trying to make the switcheroo. Bro, why don't you just... As he makes the Fernando Alonso type move, the simple line maybe gets you the best line. Let's see, he's gonna move to the inside to make a move maybe into turn 1, a dive. Let's see, he goes for it, but Viper trying to resist on the outside, but Alpha takes the position. It's taking the inside line into turn 1 is a really strong line. Now Nesu getting passed by Firestar, we missed the move. As we are now on lap 3. We are gonna have to darts Ingleby and our new friend Limas side by side. as Dingleby tries to defend the position, but Limas makes a great move on the outside. Wow! We're seeing some great stuff by the newcomer here. Let's go back to the front. Alpha trying still to defend the position from Viper Sonics. Then this for Viper is not good. Exactly, this is a great thing for Falcon, because right now Falcon is getting an 8-point lead over the 4 he already has. So that's 12 points. This way, Viper needs to win race 2 and Falcon needs to not get P2 to win, as Dingleby is still really close to Limas. Dingleby maybe with the switchback. Does he go for it? Does he make it? Yeah, Limas is still an inch in front and keeps the position. Let's go now. Oh, but Dingleby goes to the inside into turn 11 and takes the position. Now, oh, Viper Sonics on the penultimate corner on the inside, but Alpha is still on the outside. Let's see who outtractions better. It's the good old, it's the age-old question: the Cougar C14-2 or the Canard R51. Which one is better? The Cougar with the better exit, probably better traction, but Alpha is still really close. Is he gonna go for a move down the inside? No, he doesn't. He tries to set up a good exit out of the last corner, and it looks like he might have got it. He's gonna take all the slipstream. As Limas now again next to Dingleby. I can't go back to the front because these two guys are having a blast down here. Limas going a bit wide, giving back the position to Dingleby, who now has a little bit of gap. Let's go back to the front because Alpha is close, but Alpha doesn't make the move on Viper. Oh, but he's close here. Will he make the move down into turn 4? As again, Limas. Oh wow, Limas probably rear ends Dingleby. As Manuel Rosso, what happened to him? Yeah, there's a DNF for him, sadly. Oh, probably he didn't do the drive-through. He's a newcomer. This was his first online race, so sad to see him go. He's gonna do better in race 2. It's now Viper trying to break away from Alpha and trying to catch up again to Falcon with 7 minutes and 42 seconds to spare. As Firestar and Nesu are still quite close together. Delta, Firestar and Nesu are all in 1 second gaps of each other. As Limas is still close to Dingleby. Right now this is the closest fight on track. And they are catching up to E. So we might have a 3-way fight in here, as Ricardo actually is it's 2 seconds off of Limas, but it's not that far away. As Limas now under 3/10 off of Dingleby. Is he gonna go for a move here? No, hard braking. Maybe set up a better exit. He gets the better exit, but he is on the outside. Ooh, is he gonna try to make the move on the outside into turn 11? Ooh, he touches a little bit of grass. You know, we sim racers don't like touching grass. As he now takes all the slipstream again from Dingleby. He couldn't make the move here. They still get half a second on E. E is really close now, as Dingleby is 4/10 off of E right now. Yeah, this is a 3-way fight now for P8. Remember, P8 to P10 in race 1 is points. It's, I'm pretty sure, 3, 2, and 1. Let me quickly check. It's going to, yes, 3, 2, and 1 point. Are they gonna go 3 wide? Are they gonna go 3 wide here for P8? No, Dingleby takes the inside. E goes a little bit wide, but still manages to defend the line. Ooh, but E loses it, as I'm saying it, as Limas takes the position, and E lost 2 places in 1 corner. What sensational stuff from Dingleby and Limas, who have been fighting, but kinda look like a good squad together. They're moving up the rankings. Even if they are fighting, Limas with some hard braking down here, trying to take all the slipstream from Dingleby. Maybe set up a better exit in turn 2. Ooh, he gets it. Taking all the slipstream, he might try a move into turn 4. He's really close now. 2/10 off of the American driver. Let's see, will he make the move? As Alpha is catching up to Viper Sonics again. Limas doesn't make a move. Let's see what's the position up front. They are quite separated, but Alpha is still under a second of a gap from Viper Sonics. As Limas now really close of Dingleby. The only battle on track currently is this. Only really close and tense battle between these 3 guys. Alpha loses the slipstream. He's now 8/10 off of Viper Sonics. As let's go on the onboard camera with Limas and let's turn up the volume. as we have to come back immediately because Ricardo has a spin at the hairpin and crashes into the wall, sadly, as Dingleby loses the position to Lima as we were checking on Ricardo. Let's go to the action camera. Let's see if he's gonna make the move down. Oh no! It's a disaster into the penultimate corner as Limas gets spun around by Dingleby. Too eager to take the position, and he spins her out. His racing bud, they've been racing together for the entire race by now. So sad to see. As Alpha now is 1 second off of Viper Sonics, so yeah, the gaps are quite big between all the drivers currently. The closest fight is Dingleby and E currently. As Firestar actually very close to Delta. Maybe he would like to make a move. As 3 laps left to the end of the race. Let's see. Is Firestar gonna make a move on Delta? Not now, he's too far off. But let's stay on these two. Now. Ooh, Delta with a quite wide entry into the S's. Let's see, as Limas is once again on the tail of Dingleby. Wow, that was a quick recovery. As now the standings are Falcon, Viper Sonics, then Alpha Max, Virus, Delta, Firestar, who is really close, then Nesu, and then there's a 11 seconds gap, then there's E, Dingleby, Limas, and Ricardo having a spin at the S's. Not his day today. Sadly, not his day. What is Ricardo doing? I hope he can get back on track soon. As now our race leader going around the final corner to start the penultimate lap. Viper Sonics 1.4 seconds behind. Still not really able to catch up, even though his best time is 1/10 faster than Falcon. Dingleby now really close to E, and Limas is back again. Oh, as actually, sadly, Manuel Rosso is not gonna be able to drive in race 2 because it was not the drive-through issue, but it was a connection issue. We are sorry to hear that for you, Dart. As the guys telling me the cameras, oh wow, what a dive from Limas, as I'm talking about this, and Firestar going to the inside of Delta. Is he gonna take the position? Ooh, they're still side by side. There are too many fights currently on track. Limas took the position on E, and now he's gonna try to catch back Dingleby, as Firestar still can't get the position on Delta. Delta is defending like a lion this position. He wants this P5. He needs it for his championship. As now, this is giving Alpha Max a great chance, because Alpha Max is gaining a lot of points off Firestar with this race. He's down 13 points in the championship, and currently he is gaining 6 of them. So that's gonna help him. I am very looking forward to race 2, our endurance race, which is gonna last again half an hour. So don't go anywhere after race 1, because you're gonna have a spoonful for race 2. As Limas goes a bit wide, maybe attempted an attack on Dingleby, but couldn't keep the car in the position to complete it. As now E is 1 second off of the 2. Let's go to Firestar. Firestar 5/10 off of Delta. Let's go to Falcon now, with Viper, who is 1.3 seconds behind him, and Falcon is gonna start now the last lap of the race. With Viper doing a 2:06.099 in the race. He's flying. He has a great race pace. With Firestar trying to make the move on Delta into turn 1. Oh, there's contact between the two of them. Delta's gonna have the inside for the turn 2. Wow, Delta really wants that P5. Delta wants that P5. He's not giving it up. Whereas now Limas is really close to Dingleby. Is he going to make the move on the outside? It goes wide. Let's go back to Delta. On the outside of turn 4. Is he maybe gonna get better traction? Gets pushed off, but still gets the position. We're gonna have to look through that after the race is done. But Delta gets back into P5. And Limas still looking to the inside of Dingleby for turn 4. Let's see. But Dingleby closes the door. Great execution. Ooh, Firestar wanting to make a move into turn 7 on Delta. That was very risky. As basically this is the most important fight right now, as Limas is still on Dingleby, but Firestar is trying to get that P5. He needs those points for the championship, because I shall remind you, the down to 3rd place in the championship, the drivers get prize money to spend in game. So, and probably Firestar wants to do something. Limas on the outside of the hairpin. Dingleby keeping the inside, but Limas out-tractions him and takes the position in P8. Now Firestar 4/10 off of Delta with a better exit through the penultimate corner. Let's go to see Falcon around the last corner with Viper Sonics under a second at the end there, with Firestar very close. Let's see, with the dive bomb into the last corner. Oh, they have contact. They make contact, and Firestar takes the position on Delta. But Delta still trying to get the position. It's a drag race down to the finish line. Who is gonna get it? It's so close. Probably Firestar. Firestar keeps P5 from Delta, but we're gonna have to take a look at those moves. That was quite the bumpy ride for those two. So yeah, we're gonna have to have a little check at that after the race. As now Limas, Dingleby going over the line, and we are now currently waiting for Ricardo, who is 43 seconds behind. He's now currently doing turn 12. But your finishing order looks like this. Falling Falcon, Viper Sonics, Alpha Max Nova 1, Virus, Firestar, Delta, Nesu, Limas, Dingleby, Ricardo, and sadly in 12th place it's Darts, who will not be able to join us for race 2. As Ricardo around the final corner, oh wow, Falcon is on the hairpin. As Ricardo around the final corner, onto the last straight as he crosses the line to end the race. There you have it, folks, your top 12 finishers. And with this, Falcon now has a 9 points lead going into race 2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. And we are back. And remember, I just want to point out again for everyone in the chat that we are gonna have a fully inverted grid for race 2. So your starting order for race 2 is going to be Ricardo P1, P2, Dingleby P3, Limas P4, Nesu P5, Delta P6, Firestar P7, Virus P8, Alpha Max P9, Vipersonics P10, and Falcon is gonna start in P11. So the fight for the championship doesn't get any better than this. And as we were saying, as much as we would love to see them fight it on track, probably the championship winner is gonna come out today as the driver that can survive moving through the ranks without crashing into nobody else. As we are looking at the man, the third fastest driver here, who is starting in front of the two main contenders for the championship, he might be the one to make the difference in this title fight, even though he doesn't know it. Because currently, if Vipersonics wins this race, he gets 40 points, and if Falcon gets P2, he gets 32. Now, that's an 8-point difference. Falcon has a 9 points lead. So if Vipersonics wins and Falcon comes second, Falcon still wins the championship by 1 point. But if Falcon finishes P3, because someone like, I don't know, Alpha Max, who has a great pace on the long runs, finishes P2, then that gives the championship to Vipersonics. So this race is gonna be really interesting, and I can't wait to see the mayhem into turn 1, because of course it's a race 2 in a DRSC round. Every time we've had a race 2 in a DRSC round, there's been a mayhem in turn 1 and in the entire race. So especially for this man right here, Alpha Max, will this be the race where he breaks off of this curse and actually has a great start and can keep the position all the way until the end? Now that I said this, no, but a man can always wish. So now we are waiting for the drivers to get on their grid spots, as almost everyone is ready onto the grid, from P1 all the way down to P11, and in our hearts, Darts is still there in P12, starting from a virtual pole position. He's gonna lead us off into turn 1. We love you, Darts. It's always in our hearts. You're not dead, but I would have loved to see you start from pole position. Ricardo win would be absolutely stellar. From him not being able to race because RaceRoom decided to die on him, to him winning a race would be absolutely amazing. Now, let's go to the front of the grid. Helicopter cam, as Ricardo is on front. We have 5 red lights. Rev up those engines. And we are underway. And where's Falcon? No, Falcon is on the grid. I don't see him on the ranking, but I see him behind Vipersonics. As now, let's go to see into turn 1. Action camera. 5 wide into turn 1. Is there gonna be mayhem? Oh, as Nesu gets spun around by Jason Short. Oh, it's a disaster in the back. Let's go back to the helicopter cam. Let's try to understand what happened back here. Ooh, Vipersonics pushing around with Virus, his rival from round 3. As for some reason, we don't see Falcon in the standings. Now we have him in P5, but we are missing someone else, as Max Alpha is now currently in P3. Ricardo still in P1, keeping his first place, as Limas is trying to hunt him down. Alpha in P3, then Falcon P4. We now have to see, oh wow, there's a huge train behind E blocking everyone, and Vipersonics cannot afford to stay here. Viper making a very daring move into turn 8 on Virus, and Nesu capitalizes on the move that his Polish friend made, as Virus now dives deep into turn 1. Ooh, oh no! Alpha gets into P2, but Delta almost spinning around Nesu, who was trying to do a switcheroo on Virus. Now Vipersonics very close to his clone car, as now Alpha is super close to Limas. Let's see, this is a critical moment for the championship. Alpha very close to Limas, as Viper is super close to E. Let's see, Falcon close to Ricardo, as Vipersonics makes the move on E. As also Virus is trying to make the move here. Everyone is side by side with everyone. I can't keep track of this. Alpha now side by side with Limas. He's going for the move into turn 1. He gets the position. Falcon, but Falcon is on the outside. Tries the switch. Let's see how he's doing. He gets the position. Falcon gets the position as Limas is still close to Alpha. And I want to say, Alpha, be careful because Limas probably doesn't. Let's go and check on Virus as Alpha keeps first place. Oh wow, Jason Short is really close, and Nesu also. Ricardo trying to get back into position but loses the position. Oh no, and Ricardo spins out. It's a disaster here into turn 1 as Ricardo retires from the race, sadly. Firestar in P10, Dingleby P9, Delta in P8, and now E having problems down into P9. Now Alpha trying to run away with P1 here, as Falcon now P3, Vipersonics P4, Limas keeping up with Alpha, and right now Falcon is winning this championship. Firestar very close to E, trying to make the move. Sadly we lost Ricardo. We're gonna have to check that in the post-race, but right now Alpha, Limas, Mortz, Krasimski, Rota, Krynowski, Ingleby, Votino, Lagutin and Short. As now our closest fight on track still Limas and Alphamax, but Alphamax has a comfortable 6/10 lead on the newcomer. But he's still in slipstream distance, so this is gonna be very interesting. He's at 4/10 from 6/10 from Alpha, but he has 2 very long straights to take all the slipstream he can. Let's see. No, Simin, se Vipersonics supera Falcon, Max non è campione. Max è a più di 60 punti da Falcon, purtroppo non può vincere. Limas has a very bad last corner, as now 1 second of gap to Alpha, as now Delta very close to Dingleby, trying to make a move to get back into P7. So Alpha with, ooh, not the greatest turn 1. Limas getting back to him. Delta not making the move on Dingleby just yet. Now Alpha with a 1.2 second lead on Limas and a 4/10 lead on Falcon. Ooh, Delta out-tractions Dingleby on the exit of turn 2. They are side by side going into turn 4, as Falcon is really close to Limas now, but he doesn't make the move into turn 4. Let's see Delta, will he make the move? Ooh, switches to the inside. Ooh, Dingleby with a late move to cover the inside. That we're gonna have to check that. And now Delta going to the inside. Alpha first and Firestar 9th. Now Alpha is currently P3 in the championship, and nobody looks like he's gonna be able to take that away from him. Falcon now very close to Limas, with Vipersonics at 1 second from Falcon. Falcon needs to make quick work of Limas if he wants to have a shot at getting Alpha. And Vipersonics has to overtake all of them and wish that Falcon cannot overtake Alpha, as the crowd is going crazy for Alpha Max into P1. Everyone, let Alpha hear your cheers. Send a W for Alpha Max in the chat. No, Simin, there is no hope for... Alpha cannot win the championship. I am sorry. Alpha cannot win this championship. As much as it pains me to say this, as Falcon takes the position on Limas, but Limas is still looking to the inside, sadly gives off the position, and now it's Vipersonics who has to make quick work of the newcomer. Let's see. Limas now half a second from Falcon, and Cordian is half a second from Limas. Every driver is very spaced out. Ooh, Limas going a bit wide into turn 1. as currently Alpha has a best lap of 2:07.1 and Falcon has a best lap of 2:06.7, with Limas with a 2:08.0 and Vipersonics with a 2:06.7 himself as well. Let's see, also Firestar now very close to Dingleby. Firestar needs a miracle if he wants to salvage his championship. He needs to be within 6 points of Alpha, and right now that looks like a very impossible task, because currently everything's still fine, miraculously. Firestar desperately wants to get back in through the ranks, as Vipersonics makes the move on Limas with this horrible camera. I'm sorry everyone. Makes the move and takes P3, as we have our usual P3 with Alpha without Firestar making the move on Dingleby. Dingleby with the switchback has the inside for turn 11. Oh, they have contact! Dingleby saves it. Wow, that's a tricky corner. I wouldn't say consider that a racing incident. I'll say that now, because that's a very tricky line. Now Delta getting close to Nesu, and Limas trying to stay with Vipersonics, but I mean, right now is the usual top 3, the one we all know and love. Although it's in a different order, because right now we have Alpha Max P1 with a 1.4 second lead on Falcon, and Falcon is ahead of Vipersonics with again a 1.4 second lead. Alpha Max currently in a great spot, as Delta 3/10 off of Nesu. With the slipstream he might be able to make a move down into turn 1. Yes, Stardust, i punti valgono doppio per questa gara, ma purtroppo Alpha ha iniziato la gara, cioè ha iniziato questo round di campionato 51 punti sotto il leader di campionato, e non ha battuto i 2 leader di campionato nella gara precedente, quindi al momento si trova alla distanza di 59 punti dal leader di campionato. Quindi per poter vincere il campionato lui dovrebbero fare DNF sia Falcon che Vipersonics, ma non gli basterebbe lo stesso perché i punti vanno fino al P20 in questa gara. So now, and exactly, the first place gets 40 points, so that doesn't even make any much difference. The best right now is for Alpha to aim and get P3, and right now he has it. Nobody can take it away from him now, as we have Schwartzman. Hello Schwartzman. Not Robert, hopefully, because if it's Robert I'm gonna faint. But our pole sitter in the Indy 500. Ooh, as Nesu has a bit of a weird line going into the hairpin, and Delta almost makes a move, but Limas is now over 1 second behind Vipersonics, but he's still holding up with he's putting on a great fight, and Rota is 1.7 seconds behind. It's gonna be very hard for him to catch up. Now Alpha last lap with a 2:06.7 and Falcon with a 2:06.5. Falcon is gaining on the Italian, but it's still at a 1.5 second gap. This is gonna be a great race. I can feel it. Ooh, Falcon with a better last corner, but Alpha with a better exit, as now Viper is getting close to Falcon, as basically with the same pace that Falcon is getting close to Alpha. The last lap, Vipersonics gained 2/10 on Falcon, as Limas with a 2:07.2. That's a great time, but Rota is still gaining on him. Now Delta trying to go on the outside. Oh, and he spins out at the penultimate corner and retires from the race. Delta trying to make a move on the outside of turn 2, but Firestar now joins them. Firestar is still fighting, he's still giving everything he has for that P3 in the championship. Yes, Ricardo. I'm sorry that you couldn't finish the race. I'm very sorry, Ricky. As Koval with a great chant for Robert Kubica, but now what are these three guys doing into turn 5? Oh, Delta and Nesu are side by side in the S's. Oh wow, Nesu keeps the position but has a weird line. Firestar, is Firestar gonna overtake both of them here? Oh, wow, they almost go 3 wide into turn 7. Oh, how did they all survive this? This is a miracle. This is a miracle by the racing gods. Oh, wow. Firestar now alongside Delta. Firestar on the outside. Delta keeps the inside. Ooh, Firestar loses it and Delta manages to keep 7th place, as now Falcon is under a second of Alpha Max. But Firestar, almost makes the move into turn 11. But still, he's behind Delta. As right now, we have to look at the front of the grid because Falcon is under a second of Alpha but still out of slipstream range. And Viper Sonics was, for a brief moment, in that fight as well. The top 3 are getting close. Let's go back though to Firestar and Delta and Nesu, because these 3 guys are giving us the race of a lifetime. Oh my god, they are all really close. Nesu's low into the last corner. Delta trying to go to the outside. Firestar to the inside. As now Falcon is in slipstream range of Alpha Max. They are probably going down to... Ooh, they are going around turn 1 now. They're gonna go down to turn 4. He's very close, but Firestar... Oh, Alpha with a very bad last lap. Firestar going to the inside of Delta. Ooh, but Delta is really good at resisting on the outside. Oh no, but Delta crashes into Nezu! It's a disaster! The fight for P6 turns into tragedy. As now Nezu has to let Dingleby go by. Ah, it's a shamble. It was such a great fight. It was such a great fight. And watch out, because Andrea Vitale is giving Alpha the motivation of a lifetime. Alpha, if you don't win, Hamilton is gonna eat a hamburger. This is impossible. This cannot happen. Alpha cannot let this happen. But resisting a whole other, like, this is almost one full usual race that we have gone. Like, usually it's 15 minutes, and right now we've run 14 minutes and 20 seconds of this race. And we're having basically a whole other race right now after this lap. So basically after this lap we're just like starting a race 3. It's crazy. Sadly, yes, Koval, Nesu got spun around by Delta into turn 2 this lap. Sadly. Firestar now P6. Alpha, we have to stay at the top here because nobody is as close as these 2 drivers. Actually, this is the only 2 drivers that are within a second of each other in the entire track. Now, let's go on board with Falcon here into turn 1 and let's turn up the volume. And we are back. We are witnessing the fight for P1 from the wing of Alpha Max Nova 1, who is trying to defend from his German rival Falcon, who is now really close. Will he try to move on the hairpin? Ooh, he gets close but doesn't make the move. As Viper Sonics now is also within 1 second of these 2. So the fight for P1 is on, and with it, it's the fight for the championship. Right now, Alpha could have a win in his hands, but at the same time he could be the deciding factor of this championship, because Alpha slowing down Falcon is allowing Viper Sonics to catch up. And if Viper finishes first and Alpha beats Falcon on the line, Viper Sonics win this championship. So it's all coming down to this: 1, 2 and 3, 3, 2 and 1. The top 3 drivers of this championship, the top 3 drivers that have competed for the podiums and the wins through this entire championship. Ooh, wow, Falcon gets really close and personal with Alpha under braking. It's all coming down to this. And now Falcon, oh wow, he's super close. 2/10 behind Alpha, and Alpha is protecting the inside like it's his own baby. He doesn't want to give it up for anything in the world. Will he keep the position into turn 1? Falcon side by side. Alpha is really inside. He keeps it. Ooh, they bump wheels. Will Alpha have the edge? He doesn't have the edge into turn 2. Falcon dives into turn 2 and he takes first place from Alpha, who has been leading for almost the entire race, but Alpha is still really close. He's 1/10 off. Will he make a move down to turn 4? It looks like it. He moved to the inside. Let's see, will he make the move to the inside? Yes, he goes down. Falcon out tractions, and now Viper is there. Oh, Viper is there, and now this fight is getting to a whole new level. This fight is getting interesting. Viper 2/10 off of Alpha. Alpha trying to have a better exit here than Falcon. Oh, Falcon goes a bit wide. He's gonna have a slowdown. So now Alpha has a great chance to maybe make a move back for P1. Let's see. He looks like he's preparing for a better exit here. He gets it, but Viper Sonics is really close. Is Alpha gonna try and make the move here on the hairpin? Alpha probably doesn't want to make any stupid moves, because this is literally everything for the championship now, as Viper Sonics now is very close to Alpha. Viper is probably gonna want to try to make quick work of Alpha. Falcon makes a mistake on the corner, so now they're again all three together, and now I'm expecting a move here from Cordian, because yeah, oh no, there's contact, and Viper Sonics spins out. But this is his mistake, probably. We'll have to check after the race. Oh no! Virus! Probably crashed into Viper. We are gonna have to look through this at the end of the race, but right now, this is handing the championship to Falcon on a silver plate. This could mean disaster for Viper Sonics. He has finished outside of the podium only once in this entire championship. That is sadly the hardest move around this track. It's very hard to make a move there. We've seen in the previous race and also in some training we've been doing together that Viper really likes to make a move there. He's really faster than anybody else on that corner, but that is also very risky. And sadly, it didn't work out this time. As now Nesu overtakes Dingleby into turn 1 to get back that P8. Now Alpha 1.4 seconds behind Falcon. Falcon right now has the championship in the bag. With Viper Sonics almost 7 seconds behind. He really doesn't even need to push. He just needs to bring this home. Alpha now trying probably to give his everything, because he probably wants the win here. But yeah, I gotta say, Viper is as unlucky as Kubica. Yes, sadly, but when you take risks, sadly, that's what happens. And he had to take risks because Falcon was running away with it, so he gambled, and sadly his gamble didn't go as planned. So now Alpha is almost 2 seconds behind Falcon. Viper making the move on Limas now, taking away the podium to the newcomer, who's still been doing a great race with a great pace. Rota now 5 seconds though. Sadly, Rota, an unknown victim into the crash that happened last lap, who lost a lot of time to Limas. Now 8 minutes left in the race. I would say 4 to 5 laps. As now Alpha is 1.9 seconds behind Falcon, and right now there's not much he can do other than trying to push as hard as he can, but it's safer for him it's safer for him to just take the P2, as Limas now still very close to Viper Sonics. I didn't expect Limas to be this fast, as he literally I met him 3 minutes before qualifying, but he has been driving great, and I am more than happy to have welcomed him into the championship. Apart from the scrapes with last round. Rick, you want to be in the first group for the interview? Yes. The next addition to racing? What do you mean the next addition to racing, Rick? We might want to present that next week. We are going to have an endurance event here on RaceRoom that is going to be friendly. But like no championship, it's just going to be chill racing all together for an endurance race around Red Bull Ring. As now, Firestar getting close to Virus. We might have a new fight in our hands. Firestar trying to catch up as much as he can because he doesn't want to let that P3 in the championship go, even though it's very, very distant. As right now, Alpha in P2 is getting 32 points, and Firestar in P6 is getting... what? Sorry? 20 points. So he's 12 points behind. Alpha is gonna take P3 in the championship by 12 points currently. Unless there might be some penalties due to some contacts, but I'm looking at the... by the way I saw it, it was mainly Viper outbreaking Alpha. Ooh, but Limas is still really close to Viper. Where did Limas find all this space? Wow! As actually, it's Viper. Viper losing some time to championship level. Oh no! As Limas retires. And now this changes a lot, because now Firestar is getting 22 points. He's 10 points behind. Alpha is winning by 10 points this fight, but any penalty could turn this thing on its head upside down, because if Alpha gets, for say, I hope he doesn't, but if Alpha gets a 5-second penalty, he falls behind Viper Sonics, getting a P3, which is 28. So they would finish tied in the standings, but Firestar would get the position because he won 2 races. So this is very interesting. And Nesu P7. I mean, it's fitting, right? It fits him, P7. As yes, we were testing today an idea of using a safety car for the endurance race, and maybe if we're gonna have some championships in the future, maybe have a safety car, but we'll see. I'm sorry for Limas because he was having a great race actually, and I'm sorry to see him DNF. So we have 3 DNFs now, as E is still in a corner. Limas has retired, as Firestar now catching up to Rota. Wait, if Firestar gets P4, oh my god. If Firestar gets P4, Alpha is taking P3 in the championship by 1 point. Okay, Firestar made the move, as Virus is still really close. Let's go maybe to the helicopter cam to see these two battle it out. Alpha is gonna need his friend to do as much as he can to keep Firestar behind. Oh, is there contact between the two of them? Ooh, very bad contact. We're gonna have to check this after the race. Well, we're gonna have to look at many things after the race. Oh wow. I'm sorry for Nezu. I really am, but this torture is almost over. I know that for some drivers this has been more of a torture than an enjoyment, but I truly thank everyone that has been driving in this championship so far, because they made this special for me. As much as I love this community and this game, seeing the two things come together, it's been amazing for me. As we have 3 minutes and probably 2 laps, this and the next, and maybe an extra one left of racing in the RSC. as Alpha is now 2.3 seconds off of Falcon. Probably has decided to take the car home. Probably is not gonna get a race win in this championship, but he had a great run. And right now he's playing it safe to try and get as many points as he can, as Virus is still ahead of Firestar, who probably for the pride now wants to make the move on Virus. As 2 laps are left after this one, because there's 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, and it's gonna be take maybe 10 seconds for Falcon to go on the finish line. So the next lap is the penultimate one. Firestar, oh no, and Firestar and Virus have a crash, but Firestar waits for Virus, and they keep going. Delta now is in the fight for P4, quite unexpected, as now Virus has a deficit of 14 seconds to Vipersonics, who is still 4 seconds off of Alpha Max. And right now, unless something really bad happens, Falcon has this in the back. Firestar still trying his absolute best to get the position on Virus. Yes, Stardust, still a great performance from Max. He still leaded half the race. Basically, half the race was led by Max and half was led by Falcon. As wow, Firestar cannot catch a break with Virus. He's been bumping into Virus every corner now, as he out-trackers him on the exit, but Virus has the inside line here. Let's see who's gonna come out on top into turn 4. Oh wow, there's a bit of contact and Virus loses the car, sadly. So now Firestar is into P4. And now this becomes interesting, because if a 5-second penalty was going to be dealt to Alpha Max, Firestar is going to take the P3 in the standings. But if no, then Alpha is gonna win this battle for P3 by just 1 point. And possibly, yeah, Firestar is gonna get a penalty himself, so this is going to be really interesting. Now Delta, is he gonna make the move on Virus? Yes, to the inside of the hairpin, they make contact. Virus, I think moving under braking, but we'll have to check that. Virus down to P6 now, as Delta takes 5th place for the Pride. The Italian still gonna finish a strong 5th in the championship. Dingleby is probably gonna overtake his championship rivals, and he's gonna fulfill his desire to beat Mochi and Cristango, and even Paradox possibly, since he couldn't participate in a few rounds. Ooh, as Dingleby sadly goes wide, they say it. Delta now within a second of Firestar, as the timer is over and Falcon is around turn 2. This is the last lap. I repeat, this is the last lap of the DRSC championship. Now Delta 3/10 off of Firestar, and Virus 6/10 off of Delta. This is still not over. It ain't over until they say it's over. Delta on the outside of Firestar, trying to have a better run through the first corner. Virus getting really close and personal with Delta. These three are all super close, going down to turn 4. 4/10 between Firestar and Delta, 3/10 between Delta and Virus. Let's see who's gonna come out on top in this three-way fight on the last lap. Are they gonna fight for the glory? Yes. Are they gonna fight for the championship? Yes, as Virus tries to make a move on the inside of Delta, but he was way too far, and Delta closes the door. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Yes, Simin. Thank you for getting it. Still, quite some gap, as Falcon going around his most hated turn 11, and as much as he hates this track, he's going for a double win here, with Alpha 2.8 seconds behind him and Vipersonics 4.5 seconds behind Alpha. Now Delta is still really close to Firestar. Are we gonna see a move down here at the hairpin? Oh, Firestar is quite slow. Oh, Delta has a bit of trouble with traction, as Virus now is really close. Looks like Firestar has now some breathing room. Virus looking to the inside of Delta. Falcon now going around the last corner. And ladies and gentlemen, doesn't matter where we race, doesn't matter what we race, this man is fast everywhere. He comes home over the finish line to win the race, and falling Falcon, Jon Morts, is the winner of the DRSC Championship. You're looking at your champion now. Alpha finished 5 seconds ahead of Viper. Maybe that could mean that Alpha could have locked his P3 in the championship. Let's see. As Firestar tried his best, gets P4, that's the best he could do. Delta P5, Rota P6. Now we are just waiting for the last 2 drivers of Nesu, our beloved Nesu, finishing a fitting P7 in this race. Crashing into the wall, probably is done with all of this. Dingleby around the last corner, going over the line, the last few meters, and ladies and gentlemen, the DRSC is officially over. Now Alpha finishing with a 5.5 second lead. Alpha Max wins P3 in the championship. So Falcon, Alpha, Cordian, Firestar, Delta, Rota, Hrinovsky, Ingleby, Limas, Short, Penna, and Rosso, who these last 4 DNF'd. I'm gonna move the drivers up here, and we're gonna have the very final race interviews. Hello? I think, yeah, our new friend decided to leave. Oh, Brass had mistakenly went back to the garage, so sad for him. But wow, guys, what a race. And I have to congratulate with everyone in here, because right now DRSC is, as you know, officially over, and these are our very last interviews. So Virus, I'm gonna move Virus up here. There we have Virus as well. I am going to unmute your audio so that everyone can hear your beautiful voices. And before we go into the interviews, I would personally like to thank you all from the deepest part of my heart, because I put a lot of time and effort into this. I was super happy to see so many of you come back for the last race, even newcomers. We had 12 people racing in race 1. I was very, very happy. You gave me great spectacle. You reminded me why I love this game so much, why this game gives me so many good memories. And I hope that you like this game, you liked racing here, and that you're gonna take this with you in the future. Also, since we were considering of the DownTown RaceRoom esports division, I hope many of you are gonna consider joining. And yeah, as I thank you all, and I make a round of applause to you all, because what I saw was amazing. I saw many talents and many drivers that, even if they weren't the fastest, they still gave it their everything on track. And I was truly amazed with the majestic driving I've seen from all of you. I'm very happy to have commented on this, and I'm honored to have been the voice for this amazing championship. As I now want to go and make a final, to go and talk to you for one final time as our interviewer for this championship, at least. So I would like to start from the bottom. That doesn't mean it's less important, but I want to ask the guys with the biggest emotions probably at the end. But I want to ask all of you. I love you all, and I thank you all. So I would like to start with E. So returning from commentating, return to racing. It wasn't the easiest, but
it wasn't the easiest, yeah.
You still put up a great fight on track, I saw. What do you think of the races?
Well, I don't know if you paid attention to exactly when I DNF'd, but that wasn't in my control. My power went out of the second to last corner, on one of the laps, and I mean, of course, you can't really join back into a race like that. So I was watching from the rooftops, I suppose. Um, I don't know how to feel. I was really off pace. I don't get it with these cars necessarily. I'm sure there's just like one or two things that I just have not grasped with the car, and then I could run with say Nesu. But other than that, on pace, I'm just flat out like done for. Back to the pack. I was in 10th that last race, just sort of sliding it around, having fun. I think I'm looking I'm looking less to what I did today, which is more or less be an agent of chaos, and look to the future, which is to continue being an agent of chaos. I think I'm going to be going on my Robbie Gordon streak in the next few downtown races. See me do some moves you don't understand on track.
Every major series needs its Robbie Gordon, and I'm more than happy that it's gonna be you. But thank you personally for deciding to join back. I know I made some convincing for that, but I truly thank you for deciding to race in this final race, and thank you for the help you've given me in the booth. I really appreciate it.
Even though that's not what you did, well, we'll just imagine that you screamed at me. That's your convincing argument.
Let's say that before the race, I kindly asked you to please go on with the race because I really wanted you to race. So I'm gonna move now to our next driver, Ricardo, who sadly had some troubles on the last race, but I was more than happy to see you race finally after so much struggle with your game. Ricardo?
Is my mic working?
Yeah. We can hear you.
So it was fun, the championship. I sadly only got to attend the first race and now the last race due to technical difficulties.
You still got points, don't worry, because in race 2
Yeah.
the points went down to 20th place.
It was fun racing against all of you. Yes, I had my moments, but in this race, I was pretty okay, but the pressure just got to my head, especially when I was just in the first race. I on the start got close to Hydra, spun out trying not to hit him, and that basically ruined my race. And for the second race, I had a pretty good start, keeping my P1, but sadly my webcam fell onto my USB cable while I was battling against Falcon, and my wheel just disconnected. It was stuck full throttle. It was stuck full throttle, and it drove straight into the wall.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ricky.
I did a lap, but then my wheel disconnected again, and I just had too much damage and had to retire.
Okay.
But I had a good battle against him. It was fun.
Okay, thank you very much. And I want to also make for you a special thank you because you have never stopped trying, because you cared a lot for this championship. And I thank you because you, as I said, you tried everything to get back and you managed to get back for this race, and I couldn't be happier. So thank you a lot. As now I want to move up in the rankings, Dingleby. How was your race? How are you feeling now that the championship is over? Dingleby?
Silence.
Absolute silence. Okay, then we might move on and we'll come back to Dingleby maybe later. Is Nesu here?
No, unfortunately,
Nesu is not
no.
here. Sadly. I wish he was. But we're gonna interview him maybe later, or maybe I'll just talk to him in private. It's no worries, but I really want to thank him from the deepest of my heart because he gave me permission to organize this, and this was done for the community, this was done for the game, but I also did this for him. He needed the pause, he needed some rest, and especially with the situation he had, I felt more than happy to dedicate this entire championship to Yuri Hrinovsky, his father, who sadly passed away before the championship started. And I know how much he cares about this community, and I'm more than happy that I contributed to bring some visibility and some new people here, because I know how much he cares. So I want to thank him a lot for the support he gave me. Then I would like to move on to Delta, who put on a strong performance in both races, still finishing P6 and P5 probably. So what do you have to tell us about the races, Delta?
I think I kinda jinxed it by saying that I was feeling very confident with the layout knowledge in general. Let me be clear. I like Sepang, but I think I kinda called misfortune on me, especially after the incident in turn 2 with Nesu that ruined his race, and I want to deeply apologize for this because it's not the first time that happens this, and I will talk with him behind closed doors. But besides this, I had a blast. Like, it was a very, 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 very tough race. Like, if my mind doesn't screw me, it is the hardest race I've ever done in this championship. And Firestar, I have to admit, we are on par, but god damn if you are fast. I couldn't keep up with you. I couldn't cut some seconds. Ciao, my friend.
My chest started to feel intense with how much I was focusing. So,
But to be fair, you gave me a lot of great battles, and I cannot say more than thank you for all the great memories we shared in this championship.
it was amazing.
Delta. I want to thank you also personally, because you have been really, really, really supportive of this championship. You were one of the very few that went on the ride from the beginning to the end, and you always gave it your all. You were always optimistic. You were always with a smile on your face, even in the races that didn't go too well. And I truly, truly thank you, because your support has been important.
It's a duty and a pleasure to race for me, especially if in competition like this that are made for friends with friends. And I am the one that has to be thankful and proud to race in this competition. So thanks from my side, Tiziano, for everything you did for this competition.
Thank you. Now we move to the sorry. So Dingleby, are you here or still no? I'll take that as a no. So let's move to Firestar. We are getting closer and closer to the higher position in the standings, and we have our the first one of our two major battles for the championship. As the fight for P3 was, trust me, it's way more intense that you can imagine. You have no idea what the fight is coming down to. We have to check for any little bit of penalty, because if
I get a 5-second penalty, Alpha wins by 1 point. If I don't, I win by 1 point.
No, because in race 2, Alpha finished P2 with finished P2 and you finished P4. This means that Alpha got 32 points and you got 25, so he scored 7 points on you. In race 1, he finished P5, so P3, and you finished P6. So so you were 13 points. Oh wait, no.
I finished P5.
Wait a second.
I finished P4. He finished second race. He finished P2. I finished P4.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about first race. He finished P3 and you finished P6.
First race.
But the thing is,
yes.
he's behind you by 13 points, not 12. Yeah. So this means that he gains 6 points in race 1 and 7 points in race 2 if you don't get a penalty.
Wait, he finished what place in first race?
He finished, sorry?
P3 in the first race.
P3 in first race. So right now you are tied on
Oh.
points, and we'll have to check for all the penalties, and we're gonna have
Oh,
to check
no.
for that. Well, if you finish even on points, you are getting third place for race wins.
Oh, oh god.
Yeah.
Either way, I think we should call spinning and on the first like few corners pulling a 5-star at this point because I've done it so many times.
Understandable.
Bottled under, I guess I can't say under no pressure, but that was intense. I had so many great fights with Delta throughout the entire like all the races. Like we had multiple times when we like exchanged positions on the last lap, and like it's funny because with Alpha, I don't think I fought with him wheel to wheel a single time.
Yeah,
I think I can confirm that I didn't.
Yeah.
I have ERS in my body.
So, also,
It was amazing. It was very fun.
Thank you, Firestar, because you've also been here through for the entirety of the championship. You, as Delta, you've also been very supportive, and I thank you a lot for participating and for just generally bringing great vibes into the races every time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now
It's been fun. Thank you for organizing it.
don't worry, my pleasure. And now I want to move to Alpha, your rival in this championship. Not on track, but in the standings. Alpha, some great racing, and finally, a good race too for you.
Yeah, I mean, I gave her everything. I hoped a little bit for a win, but sadly I simply didn't have enough pace to keep either Falcon or Viper behind. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy for the result. There was that little contact with Viper, which, I mean, I'm not really sure because I didn't think I was closing the door too much, but at the same time it ended up in the contact and half spin from him. So I'll let, of course, the race direction decide, but hopefully it's nothing too bad. But yeah, that being said, I gave everything.
We are gonna see because that was we're gonna check, but the thing is, if we are going to give you a penalty, the only penalty that is gonna drop your position is a 10 seconds because you've managed to finish 5.5 seconds ahead of Viper. So a 5-second penalty still means you're P2.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about the possibility of a penalty, I tried to push really hard at the end of race 2, and the goal was to try and keep the 5-second gap, which was not really easy. So,
but you
yeah,
did
I mean, that's the only thing. That's the only thing I'm a little bit afraid for race 2. But other than that, yeah, I think I did the best I could in both races. So, what can I say? If I finish P4 in the championships because of missing race win, I mean, it's gonna hurt a little bit, but that's okay. I did my best.
So you put on a great fight in the championship, and as I said for everyone, and I will certainly not stop here, I want to thank you a lot for this championship. It's funny because I came to ask you if you wanted to participate more as a joke, as in, since I know you were kind of busy in general. I said, I mean, it takes nothing to ask, and I couldn't possibly believe when you told me that you were super into the game just by playing it 1 or 2 times. So I was super happy to know that you liked the game, and I was even more thrilled when you told me that you wanted to participate. And seeing that you were driving on controller and everything, I'm truly amazed at how you've performed this championship. And I want to thank you because you were also very supportive. We talked together, we shared many laughs together. You brought many good drivers. Virus was a great driver, and even though he had some connection issues, Darts was giving it all, and I'm happy that we could give the first online race to Darts. And you gave us a lot of following because many of your friends are watching the stream, and I would like to thank all of you for giving support to the series, to the championship. I am really grateful. And yeah, in general, thank you a lot. and this has also brought me to the decision to finally start my own team into this community, with you as my sideman, and I couldn't be more than happy. So thank you a lot.
No problem, man.
And now we have to move to the hot part of the standings. Our P2 finisher in the standings, Vipersonics.
Yep. This
Ah.
is the end of the season.
Yeah.
Last round, last races. It did not go too well. Falcon was really fast today. I'm impressed. He kept up the pace. Also, race 2, the silly incident with Alpha Max. Unfortunate, killed the chances of the championship. But, oh well, it happens. I think I made the move and he closed the gap while I was making the move.
We'll check
I
after the race.
I don't think any penalties will make any change. It doesn't really matter. I don't really care that much. But even though I'm disappointed today, I'm still happy that I could participate in this championship. Honestly and personally, this championship is the reason I fell in love in the game. This is my first time playing a race, online race in this game, and I really had a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to race more on this game, and I hope there will be more championships in this community with RaceRoom. And I really want to thank Tis and everyone else who made the championship happen. It was really fun. The most fun I had in this community. Thank you very much. And congrats, Falcon, on the championship. You're the world champion.
Yeah, thank you a lot, Viper. Thank you a lot. You've given us super great racing. You've given us one of the best title fights I have ever seen. Like, literally, I haven't seen title fights get this close. It was super amazing, and you, like, I still can't believe how fast you are on this game, and the support. I, I, I'm so happy to see how much you love the game and how much you like it, and how invested you are in it. And I am more than happy to, maybe even if it's just me, you, Kate, just race some more and maybe do some events, and of course think about the esports project. And thank you, congratulations on your P2. And now we're gonna talk to the man, the myth, the champion, Falling Falcon. How do you
Yeah.
feel?
Good. Also, kind of sad because this was a lot of fun. This was the most fun I've ever had in sim racing, and the closest fights I've ever had in sim racing. I am also thankful that I don't have to drive Sepang anymore. For now,
Relatable.
my arch nemesis.
Bro said he doesn't want to drive Sepang anymore. This guy just won 3 out of the 5 races we did on Sepang. And he
Still
doesn't
hate
like
it.
Sepang.
I still hate it.
Oh
Also,
God.
I would not have won that if the collision between Alpha and Viper didn't happen. That was really sad because I did actually look forward to that fight, although I would have probably lost it because Viper is an absolute machine.
Yes, but I have to tell you this, calculation-wise, with you winning race 1 ahead of Viper, you had a 4 points lead going into this championship round. You won race 1, that puts you at a 9 points lead. And even if you lost to Viper and you finished second in race 2, he would have only gained 8 points, so you would have still won the championship by only 1 point.
God.
So
Okay.
yeah, you would have needed Alpha to finish P2 ahead Viper needed Alpha to finish P2 ahead of you to win the championship on the last race. So, I mean, it was amazing because until the end, me and Kate were here and we were like trying to make calculations in our head, like, how is this gonna end? How is this ending? It was amazing.
This was also my kind of first time doing RaceRoom again after 7 years, I think it was 5 to 7 years. I don't remember. But really fun. I'm looking forward to the endurance race next week if that's happening.
Maybe next week, maybe in the future, because next week we might have an overlapping event with E that sadly now is muted, but he has something planned and we are gonna see. Maybe we can do the endurance earlier in the day, but I would prefer not to do that because I would like for Firestar to be there, since he enjoyed so much the racing. And but thank you as well.
Thank you to everyone who made this possible.
Thank you. And I want to thank you again, as I did for Viper and for everyone else, for sticking around, for giving us this great championship fight that I'm sure many people loved. And we were all thrilled to wait until the end for the final result. Nobody, trust me, before this, I couldn't call who was gonna win the championship. And in general, thanks for the support. Thank you for the great racing. Thank you for the fights we had before and during the practice races in the championship. I found a great driver in you. You are very good on this game, and you are more than welcome, as is everyone in here, to join the eventual esports division we might make for RaceRoom here in this community. I would like to make it because we have some very, very talented drivers, and I think that some of you, I hope at least, love the game now as much as I do, as much as Kate does. And yeah, I'm just happy that I've managed to make people like this game as at least a bit. That made me very happy, and yeah, I'm happy that you had fun too. So thank all of you once again. I'm getting a bit emotional right now, but yeah. Thank you a lot. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you very much for making this. It was a
Thank you.
lot of fun.
As I said, I'm proud to have raced in this competition, and the only sad thing is that it's over.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was really, really fun.
Gotta end one day. Jesus.
I was.
So.
Who could have thought? Maybe I could have had my first win today.
Who knows? Maybe next time, Paul. But
Bro.
This sadly is the end of DRSC. I have been honored of making, running, organizing, and commentating on this championship. It was a lot of work. It was very tiring at times, but I am more than happy that I pushed on with it. I thank you guys drivers, and I thank all of you viewers who watched the races live and whoever decided to watch the VODs. I'm super happy. I hope you enjoyed all of this. I tried my best. I've been your host, Tiziano Raimondi, also known as Tiz, and this was the DRSC. Have a good one.
Bye.